You're all right.
Yeah, I'm good.
I've just literally come off another Zoom meeting for work, and yeah, I'm trying to get ready for a night out as well. Like, so
What's
I
going
need to
on
do my
then?
makeup.
Are you back working now?
Just for organizing until August. Yeah, so I'm getting things coming in now, sort of mid-August. Organizing for shoots, getting lots of requests for films and things. So yeah, it's starting to pick up, which is quite nice. But it's regular clients though, it's people that I know, so it's not like random or anything like that. So
industry's still slow, isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
it's really slow, and I think people are just talking and discussing at the minute. So
There's a lot of chat. There's a lot of talk happening. There's a lot of Instagram lives. There's a lot of Zooms.
yeah, it's a lot of talk.
A lot of time on camera.
Of
So everything's just been turned upside down. And for me, I can definitely feel the panic because, I mean, at first, I've worked, as you probably have as well, like, worked through like 2 major recessions and always still managed to work and earn money. But then this was like different. It was like physically being told you cannot go and meet, touch, look, feel, be near a person. And like, I don't know how to get around that one. It's like, people have always needed their haircut, so you kind of always been right in a recession, or people got poor, or something. You could still earn some sort of money, or there were brands that were always going to shoot something, in terms of the artistic side. But like this was mad. It was like you cannot work. I mean, and you guys. I mean, more recently though, it's been so tight on makeup artists, on the beauty industry, right? It's like literally seeing signs like you will be put in jail if you like touch your face. I mean, that's getting a bit extreme, isn't it? It's like, but
yeah, when I started looking into that campaign, like we had to, I mean, that's why I put that whole thing like, yeah, we're going to be put in jail because we were in line with criminals. You know what I mean? And the beauty industry was put in with the same genre as the sex entertainment and clubs and stuff, and just to me it was just like so surreal to think that whoever was making the rules in Parliament or whatever saw us in that way, and that's what made me so mad. I spent the last 2 weeks really angry, going, how do I get in front of Boris and tell him what we do? How can I show him? And luckily we paired up with Sonia from the Telegraph, the Brit Beauty Council. I mean, Millie's been there non-stop in, speaking to all those guys and constantly talking to press and media and trying to, understand, like having to convince them how clean we are and the job that we actually do, that we're not dirty makeup artists or massage people in dirty sex clubs and stuff. It's like, it was just beyond. And I mean, I know that they were trying to work on a way to get us back to work, but when you can see the comparison between us and you guys, like, I don't know, like barbering, like you've got beard, so are you telling me, like, if I was doing makeup, is that different to how you would be doing barber trims? I mean, we're still in the same space, we're still like the same time limit, so fighting for that equality was at the forefront of my mind. I had to stop everything I was doing and just work mentally. I was just like thinking, how do we convince these people? Yeah.
So it's interesting, but one of the things that I've always admired about you is your creativity.
Oh, thanks.
You're a unique force within the industry. I mean, creatively, you've pushed for so many things, and you've been such a great advocate for the industry recently. But I mean, you really showed your skill, like I said, at the beginning of lockdown, when you kind of get through that stress, and then all of a sudden you're banging out all these wicked new paintings and cool portraits and reimagining some of the shoots and all of the looks that you've done.
I mean, doing stuff like that is like, it's in me. I just absolutely love it. You sort of get used to just working to a brief. So having this time was like, oh my God, let me just try and do some paintings again. And just having the whole freedom of not answering to anyone or just do anything I want. It's just been really, really good for me. Obviously, the way I saw it was also that it allowed me to get back into muscle memory with my fingers, because I was getting to a point where I was almost like scared of the brush. You know, like, you know, you want to do something, put it at the back of your mind, and it becomes like, yeah, I'll do it later. Yeah, I'll wait next week. And you get, I think after a while, they say, you know, after 21 days is like how you build up your habits. And I felt like having so much time off makeup, I was getting a bit stagnant, and almost like a bit of a phobia of wanting to go back into makeup, because we don't know, with all the changes and everything, you do have that fear, and it's like you just have to break it. And so I had a bit of that with my artwork, and thinking like, you know, are people going to judge me? And I thought, you know what, let me just do it, because at the end of the day, who cares? It's for myself. And then once I started just picking up the brushes, it was just like it never left. So it's like, you know, when you have all these skills that you train in when you're younger, or things that you just love, you naturally just want to be better. And once you actually do it, it's just getting to the point of getting down to doing it. Once you're in it, it just builds you and makes you want to get better and better. So I am getting stronger, and I am getting better at my art. And you know, I'm growing every day. Like yesterday, I did a furniture, like on a kid's table, and we did like resin, and it looked amazing. You know,
amazing.
And so yeah, just doing artwork for people now and getting commissioned. It's just nice. It's nice. Yeah. And so when I came to the UK, obviously I grew up in Ireland, so there wasn't really a lot of opportunities there. You know, there's no such thing as being an artist when you're in Ireland. You know, I grew up on the pretense that I could be a teacher, work in a shop, you know, and that was it really. There wasn't really anything I aspired to apart from being an artist when I was a kid. So when I came to London and I started doing art in my art classes in secondary school, it was only when we started doing our exams, you know, GCSE level, is when people started to notice. And it was so funny, because if I got a B, my teacher would be like, what's wrong with you? What's happened? No, they were so hard on me. But, you know, and they just always pushed me. So then when it came to my A levels, and I got an A, and I got a call actually to say that I got the highest grade. I mean, I was 17. I got the highest grade in the UK, and that they had to add an A1 to my A level because they'd never done it before. And to me, that was like, wow, okay. But I didn't know where I wanted to go or what to do then. And I just naturally went to Middlesex University for a foundation course. And you got to do like photography, fine art, graphic design, a bit of fashion, textiles, and advertising. And yeah, when it came to that end of that year, I still didn't know what I wanted to do, because in art you just go around everywhere, don't you? Unless you're really into the fine art or you've got that in you. I just love just working to a brief and just making people happy and just keeping it different. I love being different every time. I don't like to, I get really bored quite easily, I find, and I just move from things. And so they told me I should go into fashion, menswear. Just imagine, fashion menswear. I was like, this is ridiculous. I really don't want to do fashion menswear. They said, well, we think you're really good at textiles. And I was like, all right. I still don't know what I want to do, so I'll just carry on. And yeah, they recommended me go to Central St. Martin's, which is supposedly the best school in the world. So I applied, and they took me in. I was one of the youngest to get in at the time. And yeah, I did 3 years there. And on my final year,
were you doing was that doing textiles, was it?
No, I refused to do one. So I ended up doing fashion design with marketing, menswear and women's wear design.
Okay.
So I got to do a bit of everything, which is exactly what I love. In 2015 was art and makeup. Before that, I did a collaboration with a school on another book in 2009. In between, I wrote a story, and that was published as well. And yeah, my latest one is all about getting practical. So it's like I'm going back from where I am. It's like my whole journey in education is actually going back to how I started. So it's quite funny that it's become a tool for everyone else. You know?
Nice little circle of life there.
Yeah.
How did you and also last time I worked with you just released, it's been out for a while, like your own palette. I mean, how did that feel? Is that a bit of a milestone? Suddenly you've got your first big palette out there with a commercial company? And
yeah, I mean, again, because you know, I never set out this journey to be a makeup artist, and it's only like 7 years in where I'm starting to learn, and now I'm at this point of learning about branding. It was such a good opportunity, you know, because Revolution Pro, you know, they're part of Superdrug. They're, I think, top 3 in Europe. They're growing into top 10 in America. You know, they're one of the fastest online. They're brilliant, you know, diverse, everything, natural. And doing the palette with them, you know, and they supported me with my book. It was a bit of a gift, you know. It was just like, wow, they're just giving me this opportunity to do what I want. And I took that opportunity and developed something that I wanted to have, what I would buy, you know, and it's good value. It does everything. And just doing that was unbelievable in terms of seeing how it happens and works. You know, it's not as easy as people think of just like rock up with your own palette. There's a lot, like I spent all 2 years on legal stuff, you know.
Right.
Copyright, my name. I had a company that wanted to take my name. So I was under a lot of pressure for the last 3 years. I mean, having the idea of the book and the palette coming out at the same time, there was a lot of things to work over first before it even got out there. And, you know, Adam, the guy that owns the company, I met him 10 years ago.
Okay.
So, you know, it wasn't an overnight thing at all. You know, it was like years of talks, and eventually it's all about timing as well.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be the right time. They were doing something. I came up with an idea, put together. Why not? And yeah.
I'm just thinking about, like, just imagining how hard it is to juggle all of those different aspects and still stay true to your authenticity, to your story, to your honesty. Because I mean, I know you as a person, and that's, you know, it's so important. Especially, and when I'm like, you're right, you know, when it comes to branding and marketing, you know, honesty and authenticity, it really matters these days. You know, it's kind of you can get caught out, you know, and if you're not, and if you're just trying to sell something, you know, it becomes apparent very quickly.
I mean, if you think about it, when you're doing a presentation, you know, and you're standing in a room full of people, like I've stand in a room with over like 2,000 people, and I've got to talk, you know, for an hour, you know. And what I learned was that if you do not believe in what you're talking about and you're not passionate, it comes through, you know, like people just shut off. And it's so important now that you have to have that authenticity, you know, you have to be different. And just, I mean, nobody's got your story, you know. And I think the more honest you are and the more transparent you are, you know, whatever it is, you know, even if you had, like, you know, I'm quite open. Like if I've got problems, you know, I'm quite open to say, look, guys, this is what happened. Oh my God. But this is how I got past it. You know, people really appreciate that. And I think people learn from any of your struggles. Not everyone's perfect. I mean, it's great if you had an easy ride, but, you know, I don't want to be the one going, oh, I really had a tough time. My thing is like, man, I worked really hard for it. You know, I don't need no sympathy, but, you know, just to let you know, even though on the outside I look like I've got here, but I went through hell to get there. But you can learn from this, and having the knowledge, like for example in publishing, you know, I've been in publishing now for 10 years, and you know, that's a minefield, you know. And dealing with lawyers and legal, I learned all the things about, you know, intellectual property. So when I'm talking to people and they want to know about branding, or if they're going to do this or that, it's like I have that knowledge to share and help them. And wherever I can, I do, because Jesus, it's hard experience, it's hard life, you know, in those areas, you know. You really have to arm yourself up with all those things, because if you're looking to create that business and that brand for yourself, you need all the protection, because there's no point just racing to the top, put everything out, and then you're going to get screwed later. You have, I like to sort of get screwed early on, and then at least then I'm protected when it comes to doing whatever I want to do. I know that, okay, I've been through all those steps, you know.
It's quite similar to what you were talking about before, though, with your artistry, or, you know, that for a lot of people it can be quite hard to just face that fear of failure or getting hurt, and actually just kind of, you know, the bravery in that story is just, you know, it's just getting involved early on and just getting stuck and just be willing to learn the lesson, right? It's kind of take it on.
Yeah, I think, and you have to accept it. you know, I always tell any new assistants and people that are listening, whether they're in hair or whatever they want, whatever career, it's like, just remember, you are you. Nobody will fight more than you. Don't ever put anyone else on a pedestal in terms of like that they have power over you. You need people on your side. You need to surround yourself with people that believe in you.